Hi, my name is Scott King. I work for Rapid7. I head up our strategic advisory consulting business. One of the questions that we get from many of our customers in the industrial control system space is how they should be thinking about security monitoring. Unlike traditional IT environments, monitoring industrial control system networks is much more static, largely because there's less dynamic user behavior inside of the ICS environment, whereas an IT environment has a lot of unpredictability in regards to interacting with email, interacting with websites, and other types of business functions and tasks that employees and users will have within the environment. In an ICS environment, what you see, for the most part, is machine-to-machine-based behavior. Understanding that machine-to-machine-based behavior is the trick, is the number one key in understanding what's happening within your ICS systems. Whether you work in a manufacturing industry, you work in an energy industry, oil, natural gas, or even the amusement industry, and interestingly enough, the alcohol industry uses a tremendous number of ICS systems. Monitoring those environments and looking specifically at the types of communications coming from an operator system to an ICS device, what kind of command and control communications are happening, when those communications are happening, when they're not happening. Those are all very important things to be looking for, because if you're able to identify and recognize patterns outside of the norm, that's usually going to be an indication that something bad is occurring that you want to look at and explore further. What you don't see often in industrial control system networks is direct communication to the internet. While it does happen, it is rare. So those types of communications should not be occurring. That would also be an anomaly. And when you're thinking about vulnerabilities in industrial control systems networks, unlike in a traditional IT environment where the first course of action is to remediate or mitigate through a compensating control a vulnerability that you discover, most ICS systems are in operations and can't be taken down outside of normal maintenance windows, which sometimes occur only once, or maybe once a year, or maybe once every other year. So in those environments, you are primarily relying upon air-gapped networks, one-way data controls, as well as the protection and the monitoring of those systems. So as you're formulating your strategy, as you're thinking through what's most important to monitor within your ICS environment, think anomaly-based. And that's going to save you a lot of time and a lot of headache from trying to implement traditional IT-based monitoring approaches that just will not work in those environments. Well, that's it for this week's Whiteboard Wednesday. We'll talk to you next time.